I woke up to the new EV tariffs and, my brain did that little car alarm chirp. Here's the simple version I promised you today. When a country adds a tariff, it's a tax at the border, and it usually slides right onto the price you see. The US now puts a 100% tariff on electric cars coming from China. Batteries and key minerals from China face 25%. Chips from China are set to face up to 50% by next year. That sounds abstract, but it isn't. It shows up in the sticker price, the lease payment, and later in service quotes. Economists call tariffs a flat tax on what we buy, which hits lower budgets harder, and I hate that part because safety shouldn't depend on your paycheck. As a safety guy, I want fair rules, but as a shopper, I feel that gut pinch too. So who actually pays? In most cases, you do at the register, unless a company eats it in their margins, and that only lasts if they can stand the squeeze. If this sounds like the kind of clear, messy, but real car talk you want more of, that's what we do here at Recall Roadmap with Morgan. So yeah, subscribe if you want in. Stay with me, because next I'll show the exact timeline of when prices move and how fast it hits. Okay, quick coffee napkin timeline so you know when to buy or wait. US EV tariffs on China ramped in around late summer of last year, so new shipments priced after that point carry the higher tax. Dealers with older inventory can hold prices for a bit, but once those cars are gone, the next truckload lands with the new math baked in. Canada followed with its own 100% EV tariff in early fall, which shut the side door for a lot of cross-border deals. Europe moved too, with duties that can stack to near half the car's value for some makers, so global supply shuffles and delays are now normal. Here's the twist I wrestle with. Even if you never plan to buy an import, domestic brands sometimes shadow price because the competitor got pricier. That can nudge your local model up even without a new feature. Do prices drop if tariffs get rolled back? Sometimes a little, but you know how toothpaste never fully goes back in the tube, and the higher anchor can stick unless competition forces it down. Next, let's talk parts and service, because that's where surprise costs sneak in later. New car prices get the headlines, but repairs are where, your wallet can spring a leak. A battery built with Chinese cells or minerals now carries about a quarter more at the border. That hits replacement packs, modules, and even some hybrid parts. Chips and electronics are climbing too, heading toward 50% tariffs by next year if sourced from China. Think of it like a ripple through a wiring harness. The shock starts at one connector, then every branch lights up with a changed cost. Shops see it in purchase orders first, then labor quotes adjust because you can't finish the job without that part. We saw a version of this with the old steel and aluminum tariffs. Executives warned costs would rise, and they did feel it in builds and budgets. I keep asking myself if automakers will eat some of this to keep your loyalty. And yeah, some will for a while, but balance sheets have limits. Is there a way to dodge it? Sometimes yes, with alternative suppliers or reman parts, but origin rules matter, and service advisors have to follow them. Now, let's turn this into an actual buy or wait plan you can use. Here's my simple roadmap, and I'll be real. I go back and forth too. If the EV you want is made in China, tariffs are already in the price pipeline, so waiting won't likely make it cheaper unless supply chains shift fast. If your pick is built in North America or Europe without Chinese battery content, you may dodge the biggest hits, but watch for shadow pricing. Check the window label for country of origin. Ask the dealer when that VIN batch landed, because pre-tariff inventory can be a small win. For parts, ask service to quote both OEM and approved reman options. If your battery is healthy, consider holding your car a bit longer, because electronics and battery parts face rising costs into next year. If you need to buy soon, lock financing and push for out-the-door pricing before the next shipment reprices. If this helped, tap subscribe, because we track the week-to-week changes so you don't eat surprise fees. Drop a comment with the model you're watching and your budget, and I'll map a plan in replies. What would you trade off first? A lower price today? Or a bet that competition knocks prices down later? Thanks for watching, and keep rolling with curiosity by catching the next episode where we stress test real dealer quotes.